Edward and Robin, you keeping well?
Good afternoon. Yes, good. Thank you.
Good. Just on Dan Leavy, obviously, I'm sure this isn't an exact science for him, but how is he looking, or was there any setback for him, or how is he managing this kind of prolonged comeback and ramp up back to full fitness?
Yeah, very positive. He took a full part in training today, so we're just monitoring how he goes. But he's had a pretty bumpy journey to get back to full fitness. So, little things have cropped up, unfortunately for Dan, but he's kept himself in a very positive mindset throughout. And like I say, he took a full part in the training session today.
Sorry, I was muted there. On Jordan then, 16 weeks is a long time to be without your first choice fullback. Much of a blow is it to be without him for the months ahead?
Yeah, obviously, it's bad news, but it comes with the profession. Unfortunately, injuries. There's never an ideal time to get one. But from a coaching point of view, we've always got to look at it as an opportunity for somebody else to step in and to make a name for themselves. So, that's no different really. So, as much as we can feel for Jordan and his injury and wish him a speedy recovery, we're obviously looking to give somebody else an opportunity and hope that somebody takes it with both hands.
Can I just ask you about two guys that are not with you, Robin? Will Connors, firstly, he's obviously looking good to be in contention with Ireland. Just talk about how impressed you've been with him. I'm sure you've worked with Dan Lydiate before. There was a similar skill set and similar renown for his chop tackling ability. Just how Will matches up with the best you've seen in that area.
Yeah, definitely. Dan made a name for himself. Really, through the chop tackle, but in tandem with Sam Warburton, who lived off those type of tackles. Really, first to get to the breakdown once Dan had chopped him down. So, Will offers similar qualities, and he's mastered the technique. Really, doesn't matter what size they are, he's managing to chop them down. So, that's a great weapon to have defensively. And hopefully, the back row around him will be able to feed off how effective he is at getting to ground so early. So, under the way the laws are being governed now, around the breakdown area in particular, you've only got these defensive players, they've only got to get their hands on the ball and make an effort to pick it up, and all of a sudden they gain a turnover. So, it could be could be a good tool for Will and those around him.
And in relation to Ed Byrne, I know he had some long injury travails long before you arrived, but can you tell us what you've seen from him? That he's obviously been in great form this past year and while you've been there, but can you tell us what's impressed you most about Ed?
How accurate he is. He very rarely makes a mistake. He knows his role inside and out. And in fairness to Ed, I think he's scrummaged very well, very effectively. It's a very competitive area here in Leinster with the depth we have there. But he's put quite a bit of pressure on Cian for that starting berth as well. But he's shown he's got good footballing ability as well. He's got good footwork. When he carries the ball to the line, never turns the ball over. So he's just a solid player to have in the ranks. And he's a good energizer as well around the group. So yeah, it wasn't a big surprise to see him in the squad really.
With so many players away, are you, as a coaching ticket, are you viewing the next month, 6 weeks without so many players gone away to Ireland as a chance to circle the wagons, or close ranks a bit and focus on nailing some performances down?
I wouldn't say circle the wagons. That comes across as being quite defensively, as far as I'm concerned. I'd much rather, with obviously the average age would have dropped quite a bit, with some of the younger members coming in, the senior academy members joining us for training, as well as a few old heads in there as well. But there's quite a bit of opportunity for mentoring to go along. And you just see a good cross-section of ages coming into it. So it's trying to give these young guys their head, really, and, just give them the confidence to go out there and try things as well. There's no baggage with a lot of these youngsters. And, there's a lot of players that have been frustrated since the season sort of started. And they've been chopping at the bit for their opportunity. So their opportunity is coming now, so... There's a good mix in training, good mix of youth, good mix of experience, and rather than circle the wagons, I think we can press home, our advantage hopefully, with the cohesion that we've got in the group, and just go out there and show what we can do.
Yeah, that's just a turn of phrase that shows I've been listening to Eddie O'Sullivan too long. Circle the wagons. That's all for me. Cheers, Robin.
Cheers, thank you.
Robin, Jerry Corey here, Dublin City FM. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good afternoon, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Just wondering, what's your opinion of the Italian provincial teams? Do you think that they are improving every year? Do you think they are, they're becoming more difficult to play against?
Yeah, without doubt. I think they're both Zebre and Benetton. They're very well coached in many ways because they're together for so long. They're a bit more cohesive than the national team in some regards. So they've definitely got more strength and depth. And as we saw in the local derbies between the two of them, there wasn't that much difference between both teams. So it was quite a test last time out against Benetton. And it's going to be similar again, with regards to facing a big Italian team. They're always physical. They pride themselves on certain aspects of the game, the tighter aspects in particular. So we know that we're going to have to, step up in those areas.
Yeah, and I think it's Michael Bradley's fourth year at the club now. Do you think that he's making progress and that they are a tough team to play?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wasn't there the last time we played them, but it was only 3-0. And if we don't take our chances early on in the game, then they're going to stay in the fight, and they're not going to just roll over. So there's a couple of Leinstermen, I think, in their ranks as well, which gives it a bit of an extra bite, bit of an extra edge from their point of view. I
think McCartney is in there.
Yeah, McCartney and Nagel, isn't it? So they're going to be keen to make an impression, which will make them a little bit more dangerous and unpredictable, I imagine. So, they'll drive their team, so they won't be lacking motivation.